Introduction. My name is Jiggy. My story begins now. I have a new job as a maid at Roxton Mansion. The mansion is very big, like an old castle. It feels cold inside. I came here with one small bag. Everything I own is in this bag. The head housekeeper is my new boss. She showed me my small room. It has no window. She gave me a gray uniform. She told me, Mr. Roxton wants things perfect. Do not make mistakes. It was my first day. My hands were shaking. I was nervous. I was in a large room cleaning expensive things. I saw a beautiful blue vase. I reached out my hand and it slipped. The vase fell down. Crash! The sound was loud. My heart stopped. I looked at the broken blue pieces. I thought, they will fire me. I have no job, nowhere to go. Tears came to my eyes. I bent down to pick up the pieces. Then I heard a deep voice. What happened? I looked up. A man stood there. He was tall, with dark hair and dark eyes. He wore an expensive suit. He looked powerful. His face was like stone. It was Mr. Roxton, the owner. I was scared. I could not speak. I thought he would shout, would fire me, but he did not. He just looked at me. His eyes looked at the broken vase for a second, then my face. He looked for a long time. It felt like he looked inside me. "What is your name?" he asked. His voice was deep, quiet, not angry. "Jiggy," I whispered. My voice was small. He did not look at the broken vase again. He only looked at me. I could not look away. My heart beat fast, not just from fear. There was something else in his eyes. He kept looking at me. I felt like I was the only person in the room. He seemed to forget the broken vase, everything else. He was just looking at me. It was strange. He was not angry. He looked like he saw me for the first time. He looked completely captivated by me at first sight. 2. He watches me. I was surprised. I did not get fired. The head housekeeper was angry about the vase, but she said Mr. Roxton told her it was okay. I did not understand why. I was just a maid who made a big mistake on the first day. So, I worked very hard. Every day, I woke up when it was still dark outside. I cleaned the big rooms. I cleaned the floors until they were shiny. I made the coffee for Mr. Roxton. It had to be black and strong. I tried to be quiet. I tried to be like a shadow in the big house. I did not want to make any more mistakes. But Mr. Roxton was always near me. He did not smile. He did not speak to me, but he was there. When I cleaned the library, he would come in. He would take a book from a shelf near me. When I brought him his coffee, he did not leave the room. He stayed and drank it slowly. He watched me over the top of his cup. When I was outside in the garden, I would see him. He stood at a window and looked out. Maybe he thought I did not see him, but I did. I felt his eyes on me often. It was a strange feeling. It made me nervous because he was my boss. But it also made me feel something else, something warm. One afternoon, I had some papers for him. The mailman brought them. My hands were shaking a little bit. As I gave him the papers, his fingers touched my hand. It was just for a moment. It was an accident, but it felt like a small electric shock went through me. We both stopped moving. I looked at his hand, then at his face. His eyes looked surprised. For a second, his face did not look cold like stone. It looked like the face of a man. I am sorry, sir," I said quickly. I pulled my hand away. He did not say anything. He looked at our hands for a second, then he turned and walked away. He did not say one word. I stood there in the quiet hallway. My heart was beating very fast. I touched my hand where his fingers had touched mine. It still felt warm. What was this feeling? What was happening to me? 3. The secret garden. Life in the big house was the same every day. I cleaned and worked. I tried to be quiet, but I always felt Mr. Roxton was near. He was like a quiet shadow in his own large house. One morning, I was cleaning the windows at the back of the mansion. I saw something interesting. In a corner of the very big garden, behind some tall green bushes, there was an old wooden gate. It had a rusty lock. I felt curious. It looked forgotten and secret, like a place from a story. Later that day, I was working in the hallway. Mr. Roxton came to me. He was not wearing his usual business clothes. He had simple trousers and a soft shirt. He looked different. He looked younger. He had an old iron key in his hand. "Come with me," he said. His voice was not like a boss giving an order. It was like an invitation. My heart started to beat faster. I followed him without speaking. We walked through the neat garden to the old gate. He put the key in the rusty lock. I heard a small click, and the gate opened slowly. Behind the gate, it was a different world. It was a secret garden. It was a little wild, but it was beautiful. There were white roses everywhere. They grew freely up the old stone walls. The air smelled very sweet and nice. This garden was not like the cold, perfect mansion. It felt alive. "I come here to think," he told me. His voice was soft. He looked at the white roses, not at me. In this garden, he did not look like the cold businessman. He looked softer. He looked a little sad, I thought. He turned and looked at me. "What about you, Jiggy?" "What do you think about?" he asked. I was surprised. No one asked me questions like that before. "I don't know," I said honestly. "My life is simple." He was quiet for a moment. Then he asked, "Do you have family?" I looked down at the ground. "No, I have no family." The air was still and quiet. I thought he would say something more or maybe leave. But he just stood there with me. Then he said, "Stay, just 5 more minutes." We stood in the secret garden. We did not talk, but we were not just a boss and his maid anymore. In the quiet garden with the white roses around us, we were just a man and a woman. We felt something growing between us. It was silent and special. 4. A visitor arrives. A long, black car came to the front door of the big house. It was very shiny and looked very expensive. A woman got out of the car. She was very tall and very beautiful, like a model in a picture book. Her hair was a bright yellow color, shining like gold, and it was perfectly styled. She wore a bright red dress that looked like it cost a lot of money. She had many shiny diamonds on her neck and on her fingers. She walked towards the house like she was the queen of the world. Her name was Celeste. The other people working in the house whispered her name. Mr. Roxton came outside to meet her. She put her arms around his neck and kissed him. It was a big, loud kiss. They did this right there, in front of me and all the other staff. I was standing nearby. I was holding a tray with glasses of water. My hands started to shake a little. I quickly looked down at my simple gray uniform and my black shoes. A sudden, sharp pain went through my heart. Of course, I thought, a rich and powerful man like Mr. Roxton would have a beautiful and rich woman like this. She was his fiancée. I felt very silly for having any other thoughts, any foolish hopes. That night, Celeste sat next to Mr. Roxton at the very long dinner table. She laughed very loudly at everything he or the other few guests said. She talked all the time without stopping. She talked about their wedding plans. She talked about big parties they would go to in Paris and other cities in Europe. She talked about her rich friends and all the new, expensive things she wanted to buy. Mr. Roxton was very quiet the whole time. He looked colder than I had ever seen him. He sat like a stone statue at the head of the table. He did not laugh at her jokes. He did not smile at her. He did not even look at her when she talked directly to him. I was standing in a corner of the large dining room. I wore my plain gray uniform. My job was to wait and take the plates away after they finished eating. Celeste did not look at me even one time. She acted like I was not even in the room. To her, I was just like a chair or a table, part of the furniture. But Mr. Roxton saw me. While Celeste was talking very loudly about her new diamond bracelet, I looked at him. His dark, serious eyes were not looking at Celeste. They moved across the big, quiet room and found my eyes. He looked at me for only a very short moment, but in that one look I saw many things. I saw that he was unhappy. I saw that he felt caught, like a wild animal in a small cage. He looked like he did not want to be sitting there with Celeste. And in his eyes, I saw the same deep, quiet feeling that I saw when we were in the secret garden. His look made my heart hurt again. The pain was strong, like a hand squeezing my chest. But his look also gave me a very small feeling of hope. It was a dangerous hope, a hope that maybe, just maybe, he felt something real for me. Something different from the fake world of diamonds, business deals, and loud parties. 5. A stormy night. That night, a storm came to the mansion. The wind blew very hard, and the rain hit the windows with a loud sound. Thunder was loud in the sky, making the old house shake a little. I could not sleep because of the noise and the thoughts in my head about Celeste and Mr. Roxton. I felt thirsty. I thought a glass of water might help me sleep. Quietly, I got out of my small bed and walked into the hallway. It was dark, with only a little light from the storm outside. I walked carefully towards the kitchen, but the rain had come inside near an open window. The beautiful marble floor was wet. I did not see the water in the dark. My foot slipped on the wet stone. I lost my balance completely. I felt myself falling. I closed my eyes, ready to fall onto the hard floor, but I did not fall. Strong arms suddenly caught me. They wrapped around my waist tightly, stopping my fall. I opened my eyes in surprise. Mr. Roxton was holding me. He had come out into the hallway. His arms were around me, holding me close to him. Our faces were very, very near. I could see his dark eyes looking down at me. I could feel his breath on my cheek. The storm outside seemed far away for a moment. Only the sound of our breathing was real. "Thank you," I whispered. My voice was small and shaky. He did not let me go. He held me tighter. His cold mask was gone. His eyes looked sad and full of something I did not understand, but it made my heart beat fast. "I'm tired of pretending," he whispered back. His voice was low and full of feeling. He leaned his face closer to mine. His eyes looked at my lips. I thought he was going to kiss me. My heart wanted it very much. My body wanted to move closer to him, but my mind remembered Celeste. I put my hands on his chest and pushed gently. I needed space. "You can't," I said softly. My voice was a whisper. "You have a fiancé." His face changed. He looked angry now, but not at me. He looked angry at his life. "This isn't real, Jiggy," he said, his voice tight. "That marriage is just for business. For my father's company. It means nothing to me, nothing." His words surprised me. It was a complicated world, full of business deals and money. It was not my simple world. I was scared of it. I could not understand it. I pulled away from him completely this time. My heart was beating fast and felt very confused. I have to go," I said quickly. I did not wait for him to speak again. I turned and ran away from him, back down the dark hallway towards my room, leaving him alone in the storm. 6. The fight. The next day felt heavy and strange in the big house. The storm was gone, but the air felt thick with something unspoken. Celeste was still here. She walked through the rooms like she was the queen, telling the staff what to do. She looked very angry. Mr. Roxton was not in the mansion. He had gone to work very early, the housekeeper said. Celeste was a smart woman. She saw how Mr. Roxton looked at me sometimes, even when he was not looking at her. She saw that something was happening. That afternoon, I was in the large kitchen. I was polishing the silver spoons. They were very old and beautiful. Celeste came to the doorway. She stood there with her arms crossed. Her beautiful face looked hard and angry now. "So it is you," she said. Her voice was sharp like a knife. I stopped cleaning the spoon. "Ma'am," I asked. I did not understand at first. "Do not act stupid with me," she said quickly. She walked closer to me. Her expensive shoes made clicking sounds on the floor. "You think you are important? You think a rich man like him would want a small nobody like you?" She laughed, but it was a cold, bad sound. "You are just a maid. You are here to clean, not to dream. He will never choose you. He needs my family, my money." Her words felt like many small cuts. They hurt me. I just stood there holding a silver spoon. My face felt hot with shame. Just then, Mr. Roxton came into the kitchen. He had come home early from work. He stopped when he saw Celeste shouting at me. His face became very cold like ice. "Stop," he said. His voice was quiet, but it was strong and felt dangerous. Celeste turned to him. She looked surprised for a second. "Roxton, I was just telling this little servant her place." "You will not speak to her like that," Mr. Roxton said again. He walked to stand between Celeste and me. He was standing in front of me, protecting me. Celeste gave another cruel laugh. "Oh, I see it now. It is true. You are in love with her, are you not?" "The little maid." She looked at him, waiting for him to say no, waiting for him to tell her she was wrong. Mr. Roxton did not say anything. He just looked at Celeste. His face was serious and hard. He did not move. His silence was the answer. It was a very strong answer, stronger than words. Celeste's face looked very angry now. It twisted with fury. "You would lose everything for her," she screamed. Then she did something surprising. She lifted her hand high and hit him hard on the face. The sound was loud in the quiet kitchen. "We are finished," she shouted. Her voice was shaking with anger. "The deal is finished. Everything is finished." She turned quickly and walked fast out of the kitchen. She left the mansion. The silence she left behind was very heavy. Everything felt different now. 7, I have to leave. I thought things would be better after Celeste left. I thought maybe Mr. Roxton and I could talk, but I was wrong. The next morning, the big house was very quiet. Mr. Roxton was not there. I did not see him. The head housekeeper came to my small room. Her face looked serious and sad. She told me I had to leave. She said I had 1 hour to pack my things. I asked, "Why? What happened?" My heart felt heavy in my chest. She looked away and said it was Mr. Roxton's orders. His orders. He was sending me away. After everything, after he saved me from falling, after he told me the engagement meant nothing, after he defended me from Celeste, he was telling me to go. I felt very, very sad. I felt hurt, like he did not care about me at all. Maybe Celeste was right. Maybe I was just a problem for him. I put my few clothes back into my one small bag. Tears came to my eyes. I cried because I had hoped for something more. I thought he was different. But maybe he was just a rich man who played games. I walked out of my room and through the big house one last time. It felt cold and empty. I walked out the front door. The sun was shining, but I felt cold inside. At the bottom of the steps, there was a black car waiting. It was a simple car, not big and fancy. The driver was an older man with a kind face. He opened the car door for me. I did not know where I was going. The driver did not tell me. He just gave me a white envelope. My name, Jiggy, was on the front. It was Mr. Roxton's writing. My hands were shaking a little. I opened the envelope. Inside was a small piece of paper. There were only 5 words on the paper. It said, "Wait for me, I will come." My heart stopped for a second. Then it started beating very fast. It was a promise from him. But I felt confused. Why did he send me away? Could I believe him? Could I wait for a man from his world? I got into the car, holding the paper close. I felt both scared and a little bit of hope. 8, a new start. I waited for 2 weeks. They were very long weeks. The driver from the mansion took me to a small apartment. It was clean and quiet. He said Mr. Roxton gave it to me. I did not want his help, but I had nowhere to go. Every day I looked at the note he gave me. It said, "Wait for me, I will come." I waited. I cleaned my small home. I walked in the park near my building. I tried to have hope. But every day that passed, my hope became a little smaller. Maybe he forgot about me. Maybe his old life was more important. Maybe the business was everything after all. Then, one evening, I heard a knock on my door. My heart beat very fast. My hands were shaking. I walked to the door and opened it slowly. He was there. It was Roxton, but he did not look like the cold man from the mansion. He wore simple clothes, jeans, and a dark blue sweater. He looked tired, but his eyes were bright when he saw me. He did not look like a powerful CEO. He looked like a man who had come a long way. "Jiggy," he said. My name sounded soft when he said it. I could not speak. I just looked at him. "I am sorry it took so long," he said. He came inside. I had to finish things the right way. He took a deep breath. "I left everything behind, Jiggy. The business with Celeste's father. The problems from my family, all of it." He took my hands. His hands were warm and strong. "None of it was important without you. You came into my cold house and brought light. You changed me, Jiggy." Tears came to my eyes, but they were not sad tears this time. He had chosen me. He gently wiped a tear from my face. Then he leaned down and kissed me. It was our first real kiss. It was not fast. It was slow and soft and full of feeling. It felt like a promise for the future. When he moved back a little, he looked at me. And then something wonderful happened. For the first time, Roxton smiled. It was a true, beautiful smile. It made his eyes shine and lit up his face. And in that moment, I knew everything would be okay. We did not have the mansion or the business, but he was smart, and we would find a new way. He was not the cold billionaire anymore. He was just Roxton, and he was with me. We were ready for our new, happy life together.